Morning all, welcome back. And we have got ourselves 5 games tonight, which is relatively busy for a Monday. We've had plenty of Mondays where there's maybe 2 or 3 on, so with more than 3, I'm going to go ahead and use the timestamps, which is why I got my little notebook here. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right in. New Jersey in against these guys, Buffalo, and I think there's a good argument to be made that Buffalo's got to start turning things around here. They had the home and home with Toronto. The argument about whether or not Toronto is turning things around is one to be had, and whether or not their 6-4 win over Toronto was a result of them outplaying Toronto, or if it was Hutchinson, that's a debate to be had as well. On the New Jersey front, they're 9-12-4, and hope is fading fast with these guys. They lost their last game 4-0 at home against the Rangers. Prior to that, they went to Montreal and won 6-4. Before that, they lost at home against Minnesota 3-2. They beat Detroit 5-1 before that. They went to Pittsburgh and lost 4-1 before that. So, their overall picture isn't all that great. And then you look at their power play, it's at 12.9%. Their penalty kill, 77.1%. You total the two together, that's 90%. That's not good enough. On the Buffalo side, they're 12-10-5. Over their last 5, of course, they lost in overtime 2-1 to Toronto. They beat Toronto 6-4 before that. They lost 3-2 to Calgary before that. They lost to Tampa Bay 5-2 prior to that. And the one before that game, they beat Florida 5-2. So it's been an up and down last little while for these guys. And we'll see whether or not they're pulling out of their November slump. Power play number for Buffalo is down to 17.9%. Keep in mind, early in the year, they were running at over 50% pace. Penalty kill, 74.7% for a total of 92.6. So, neither teams, when you look at their special teams, are playing particularly well. Scoring over their last 10 games. On the New Jersey side, Heischer has a goal and 6 assists. Hall, 2 goals, 5 assists. Palmieri, 3 goals and 3 assists on the blue line. Damon Severson, a goal and an assist. Blackwood, 4-4 record with a .908 save percentage. Demang, 1-1 with a .926 save percentage. So, New Jersey's got to figure some things out here. On the Buffalo side, as they're figuring it out as well, Eichel, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. He's doing great. Olofsson, 3 goals, 5 assists, and Sam Reinhart, a goal and 4 assists. Again, this is over their last 10 games, so Eichel's numbers are incredible. On the blue line, Montour, 2 goals, 3 assists. In goal, Hutton, 0-2-2 with an .875 record. Ullmark, 3-2-1 with a .905 or .904 record. In order for New Jersey to get back into relevancy, they're going to have to win 5 or 6 in a row. And I haven't seen that from them yet this year, the ability to win multiple games and really build up that momentum. All right, moving along. Vegas is in against the New York Rangers. I'm always interested when Vegas does the East Coast swing, and they're kind of out of their element. But that being said, Vegas this year hasn't been that great at home, so maybe a road trip's exactly what they needed. Now, last time around I said that, and then by the end of that road trip, they were just not any good. So Vegas is 13-11-4 overall. In their last 5 games, of course, they beat Arizona 2-1. They went to Nashville, they won 4-3, that one being in overtime, and it was a game where it was 0.3 seconds left in the game. And Pacioretty put it in the net to force overtime. They went to Dallas, they lost 4-2. They went at home against Edmonton, they lost 4-2, and at home against San Jose, they lost 2-1. Special teams, their power play 21.1%, their penalty kill 84.6% for a total of 105.7, which means they're pretty good on special teams. 5-on-5 apparently is the problem. The Rangers 13-9-3 overall. They've been figuring it out. At New Jersey, they won 4-0. At Boston, they lost 3-2, that one being an overtime game. Versus Carolina, they won 3-2. Versus Minnesota, they won 3-2. At Montreal, they won 6-5. So that's 4-0-1 in their last 5. Not too bad. Not too shabby for these guys. Power play, 20%. Penalty kill, 76.8% for a total of 96.8%. Now scoring, William Karlsson, 4 goals, 3 assists in the last 10 games for Vegas. Marchessault, 2 goals, 4 assists. Riley Smith, a goal and 4 helpers. On the blue line, Nate Schmidt, a goal and 7 assists over their last 10 games. Subban's 2-3 with an .894 save percentage. Sparks listed as the backup Again, Fleury going through the mourning process. I don't know when he'll be back, if it'll be today or when, but all the best to him. On the Rangers front, Ryan Strome, a goal and 6 assists. Brendan Lemieux, 2 goals, 3 assists in the last 10 games. And Buchnevich, 3 goals and 3 assists. And Jacob Trouba, 2 goals and 4 assists on the blue line. In net, Georgiev, 3-1 with a .910 save percentage. Lundqvist, 3-2-1 with a .908 save percentage. Their goaltending has been pretty darn solid so far this year for the New York Rangers. Moving along. Islanders in against Detroit. I would put up an Akbar magnet if I thought Detroit had a chance. Detroit has been getting absolutely destroyed for weeks. So this is where they should turn it around. I thought Montreal should turn, and they almost did, but then they didn't last night. Hard to pull out of these slumps, and for Detroit, the bad news is they got the Islanders coming in. The Islanders are 17-5-2. Their most recent game at home against Columbus, they won 2-0. Prior to that, they went to LA, they lost 4-1. They lost 3-0 in Anaheim, and they lost 2-1 in overtime against San Jose. And then their game prior to that was at home against Pittsburgh, where they won 4-3. So they don't like California, is basically what we learned about the New York Islanders, which is the only time they have to go to California this year. Outside of that, they're pretty good. On the Detroit side of things, 7-19-3. It's a disaster. 7 wins in 29 games for them. At home against Washington, they lost 5-2 in their last game. Prior to that, they were in Philly. They lost 6-1. 2 games at home, they got shut out in both. 6-0 by Toronto, 2-0 by Carolina. Prior to that, they went to New Jersey and lost 5-1. So over their last 5 games, they have 4 goals. They've allowed 17, 19, 24. So that's a goal differential of like negative 165 or something like that. It's sad. On the special teams front, the Islanders 18.2% on the power play, 83.6% on the penalty kill, for a total of 101.8. So pretty good. On the Detroit front, no. 13.6% power play, 72.2% penalty kill, for a total of 85.8. That's not getting it done. Now, when we look at their scoring, Brock Nelson, 4 goals, 6 assists in the last 10 games for the Islanders. Beauvillier, 6 goals, 2 assists, and Jordan Eberle with 2 helpers. On the blue line, Pelech, a goal and 3 assists. Their goaltenders, Varlamov, 2-1-2 with a .907 save percentage. Greiss, 4-1 with a .921 save percentage. On the Detroit front, Larkin, a goal and 2 assists for him in their last 10 games. Bertuzzi, 4 goals, 3 assists. Glendening with 2 goals. On the blue line, Green has 3 helpers. Bernier's 1-3-1 with an .898 save percentage, and it looks like he'll be backed up by Mike Comrie. So, unless they decide to give Comrie a start. I mean, they gave Pickard one, so I don't know what they're going to do. Detroit's kind of a mess right now. And right now, because Yzerman's in control, you can kind of say it's by design. Got to tear it down. So we'll see what happens from here, but it's been kind of a miserable season if you're a fan of the Wings. Next up, St. Louis. Yes, the Blues. They're in against Chicago. The Blues are off to an amazing run. Now, when you're looking at start times, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern, my time Pacific, 4:30 or 7:30, and right here that's 5:30 or 8:30. So, not too bad. So 17-5-6 for the St. Louis Blues in their last 5 games. At home against Pittsburgh, they won 5-2. At Dallas, they won 3-1. At Tampa, they won 4-3. At Nashville, they lost 3-2. At home against Nashville, they lost 4-2. So, the Islanders don't like playing in California, and St. Louis doesn't like playing Nashville. Chicago, they don't like Colorado. They're 10-11-5 now over their last 5. At Colorado, they lost 7-3, I should say. At home against Colorado, they lost 5-2. At home against Dallas, they won 3-0. At Dallas, they lost 2-1. And at home against Tampa, they lost 4-2. So this has been a really rough stretch for Chicago. We'll see if they can turn it around. Their special teams don't help them. Now, St. Louis, their special teams are pretty good. 24.1% on the power play, 83.8% on the penalty kill, for a total of 107.9. That's on the verge of excellence with those numbers. Chicago, 13.8% on the power play. And when you look at the guys they can put on the power play, it is stunning that it's that low. Penalty kill, 80.5% for a total of 94.3. So it's not horrible, but that power play is costing them some points here and there. Scoring for St. Louis over their last 10, Schenn, 3 goals, 5 assists. Schwartz, 4 goals, 3 assists. And Robert Thomas has 6 helpers. On the blue line, Pietrangelo, 3 assists. Goaltending numbers, Binnington, 4-2-1 with a .934 save percentage over their last 10. Allen's 1-0-2 with a .945 save percentage. The goaltending's been excellent for St. Louis. On the Chicago front, over their last 10, Taves, 2 goals, 6 assists. Saad, 3 goals, 5 assists. I had to have Kane up here. 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. He and Eichel, same number of points. And both teams are struggling. It's really weird. Gustafsson on the blue line, 3 goals, 2 assists over their last 10. Leonard's 2-2-1 with a .919 save percentage. Crawford's 3-2 with a .922 save percentage. Those numbers have come down substantially because Colorado scored 12 goals over the last 2 games against those guys. And we'll see how Chicago does tonight against another team that is able to score. They are able to do that. That being said, I need to change boards. All right, LA and Anaheim. This one starts at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. And these are 2 teams that are looking to string some wins together and against each other. And my guess is they're not going to like each other a whole lot at the start or at the end of this game. The LA Kings are 11-14-2. They struggle on the road. So the fact that this is in Anaheim should favor the Ducks. The Kings at home against Winnipeg, they won 2-1. At San Jose, they lost 4-1. At home against the Islanders, they won 4-1. At home against San Jose, they lost 4-3. And versus Arizona at home, they lost 3-2. So their games are close, but they're still not winning enough games to get into relevancy. Their special teams, their power plays at 11.8%. Their penalty kill at 75.6%. That's better than what it was, too, that 75.6%, but it still adds up to a total of 87.4%. That's not very good. On the Anaheim side, they're 11-12-4 over their last 5. There's been some challenges. They lost versus Winnipeg 3-0. At Arizona, they lost 4-3. They did defeat the Islanders 3-0. At Tampa, they lost 6-2. And at Florida, they lost 5-4. Their power play, 10%. Their penalty kill, 76.7%. So that's a total of 86.7. We may see a power play goal tonight because both penalty kills suck. The problem is both power plays aren't any good either. So it's the very movable force and the highly resistible object against each other. Now on the LA Kings side of things, Kopitar has 5 goals and 6 assists in their last 10 games. Iafallo, 2 goals, 6 assists. Brown, 2 goals and 3 assists. Doughty on the blue line with a goal and 6 helpers. In net, Campbell, 1-1 with a .934 save percentage. Quick, 5-2-1 with a .908 save percentage. On the Anaheim side of things, Getzlaf, 2 goals, 7 assists in their last 10 games. Raquel, 4 goals, 4 assists. Troy Terry, who's listed as being on that top line with him, a goal and an assist. On the blue line, Lindholm, 3 helpers. And in net, Gibson, 2-4-2 with an .886 save percentage. Miller, 0-1-1 with an .841 save percentage. These numbers for the Anaheim goaltending don't get it done. And their special teams not getting it done. It's really, really weird for Anaheim right now, because they did start the season 6-2. Since then, 5-10-4. So they're trying to stop the bleeding in Anaheim, but they're already flirting with being a non-factor when we look at who may or may not make the playoffs. But there you go. Let me know your picks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.